Hey, it's Monique. I had a long conversation with a client today, and it was fantastic. It was about he was saying that last couple of weeks he's really been just lathering himself up in guilt and regret and all these things. And I said the only reason why you're doing that is because you don't know what you're stepping into. And I heard him call himself the back office guy, and this is a guy that runs a big company. And when a person doesn't know what they're stepping into, they will absolutely 100% revert back to their past because it's a known. The neocortex of the brain is the part of the brain that keeps you safe. It keeps you in the known. It keeps you in repetitive patterns, whether it's judging or criticizing, or in his case, being in regret and remorse and all this. It keeps him as a victim. And so today I really got on him about, I've known him for years. And I said, first of all, you get to start talking to yourself in a way where I want you to start saying, I'm willing to be willing to step into the unknown, to take action. And you may have heard this before. You can't think your way into right action. Sometimes you have to act your way into right thinking, especially when you're creating the unknown, when you have no idea where to step into something that you don't know. Think thoughts that you don't know. It's the job of the neocortex of the brain to keep you safe, to keep you in repetitive patterns, especially as we get older. And even if those patterns are not good for you. And I gave the example to him today. It's like a woman who's being abused, or in an abusive relationship. Even though she knows it's horrible and she feels so bad and it gives her something to complain about, all this sort of stuff, it's still a known. The neocortex doesn't go off with a warning sign saying, oh, don't go there, don't go there. If anything, it keeps a person safe in the unknown, even if it's not a good situation. So we have to step out at times, even when we don't know. And you just take a baby step at a time. You just take one action at a time in a different direction. And it's going to produce different results. But sometimes it's the hardest thing to do because you try to think your way through it. And you can't think your way through something like this. You would just have to take the action, begin to see results that come in as a result of new actions, and then you'll be guided on what the next step is, and it may only be one baby step at a time. So we really had this long conversation about this because he's letting go of an old partnership. He's formulating a new partnership. He's on the board of a fairground situation in the state that he's in, and I want him to be more in contemplation of the possibilities that are percolating there than in the releasing of the old reality. But when we're afraid because we don't know if the new reality is going to pan out or not, we'll stay so sucked up in the old story, so to speak, which keeps the neurological programming in place, which keeps the chemicals from the past reality in place, which keeps you attracting the same experiences over and over. So if you really wanted to create new realities, stop doing what you've been doing. Start doing something different and taking different actions. So I hope that all makes sense. I have not checked in a while. I'm creating a new reality myself in different levels, which I'm really excited about. It's always about expansion. I know for myself that I must stay in expansion. I must continue to contemplate, reach into a reality, into those stratospheres, and pull from there into where I'm going, if that makes sense. Looking back for me or going back to my past is just not an option. For me, it's a slow death. I must continue to expand. I have to. I was brought up in a way where I had a very large life as a kid, and meaning I had to deal with situations that were beyond any scope that a child should have ever dealt with. So I kind of got outstretched as a child, so to speak, in dealing with really large things. And And so there, I can handle large business things today. There's no mystery why by the time I was 28 years old, I had a write-up in the LA Times after just working with a company for only 3 months. And it's because I know how to run large projects. I know how to work for really tough people. My boss, the owner of the company, was written up in the LA Times as being the worst person you could work for. And he was my direct boss, but I succeeded with him. And I had to learn how to succeed and become successful without all the stress, which I know how to do now. But I know how to do it because I keep expanding. I expand into larger and larger projects and people that I work with that are really brilliant and really intricate situations that nobody can figure out. People have tried to figure out for years, whether it's the revenue, why it's gotten stopped, or projects aren't going, or deals aren't closing, or even health issues, why somebody continues to stay ill. So I love it. I love dealing with the unfigureoutable, if you will. Anyway, I've talked enough for tonight. I hope you guys have a really super fantastic evening.